Hello, my fellow advocates of disclosure. Sorry that I'm a couple minutes late, later than I promised here with my scheduled time. A little bit of an impromptu show today. So basically, I've been wanting to cover this subject for a while. I just didn't know how to do it, and I know I've talked about it on the show, but I've talked about it a million times. I have experienced like Neuralink and what it's like. I've been to an alternate future that the movie THX 1138 very much so seems like it's based on, where everybody was hive mind connected to an AI computer god that they called the Overseer. And to me, it seems sort of like the kind of like the all-seeing eye, like the idea of the all-seeing eye, the omnipresent force. So anyway, I have noticed things happening in the here and now that are lining up with like dangerous things that could happen. Like dangerous, like AI technology, it's a beautiful thing. It can be great, wonderful, help humanity and do all sorts of amazing things for humanity. 100%. However, it's also dangerous. So that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today. So I've got some videos here. And by the way, this is probably one of the last times I'm going to use StreamYard. I used to recommend them in my videos. I really don't. I'm trying to use OBS. It's free and it's better. You just have to learn stuff in order to use it. But there's just so much I can't do with this, and they put a little thing in the corner if I don't give them all this money every month. It's so stupid. So I'm going to be using OBS soon, which means I'll be able to just go live whenever I want and pull up videos in real time instead of having to prepare it all ahead of time like I'm doing now. So it's going to be a learning curve for me, but the channel isn't going anywhere. It's going to be a little bit different in the future. I personally think it's going to be better. We're going to keep up with current events more. We're going to react to things. We're going to read in between the lines using like esoteric secret space program kind of knowledge to really look at the big picture. So that's kind of what you can expect moving forward. It's not that I'm not doing interviews anymore. It's just can be less of a thing, I guess, on the channel. It's still gonna happen. I still have people I want to talk to, but we're gonna check this out here. So they're these guys. This is crazy. They're Harvard students, and they basically hacked their Meta goggles, their Meta glasses that are the Ray-Ban ones, and basically turned them into what they're calling a surveillance nightmare, right? And what we need to understand is this technology is already everywhere. Like when you go into Walmart, you see it and you see the screens. They want you to know you're being monitored, which is crazy to me. They want to remind you of that. You think they would want to like hide it more because it's so invasive? But well, we're like used to it, like shoplifters, right? Like we give ourselves excuses for all these things. But it's freaky, it's creepy to me is like it's got the little red square that's recognizing your face. This video is showing you what they're actually doing with that information. Because this is not like this is not hypothetical like, oh, you can do this. No, this is being done. Like let's not trick ourselves.
Start with a story that's just come out this week of two Harvard students in the US who've hacked Meta's Ray-Ban glasses in order to turn them into makeshift facial recognition systems, right? So all you have to do is look at someone and it will pull up information on that person about who they are, where they live, what their phone number is, and a lot more. Take a look.
We built glasses that let you identify anybody on the street. The information the tool collects from just a photo of your face is staggering.
To use it, you just put the glasses on, then as you walk by people, the glasses will detect when somebody's face is in frame. This photo is used to analyze them, and after a few seconds, their personal information pops up on your phone.
Hi, ma'am. Wait, are you Betsy?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I think I met you through like the Cambridge Community Foundation, right? Yeah. Yeah. It's great to meet you. I'm Kane.
Now, you might be wondering what that's got to do with artificial intelligence. Like with many applications, it's just making things easier and faster. A lot of this technology was already available, but what they've done is basically create a system which essentially takes a photo of someone's face, and then it uses the internet to search for that face and pulls up lots of URLs, and then those URLs are fed into a large language model, which passes through all of those different web pages and pulls out all the personal information and connections it can possibly find to bring up a profile of this person. Now, if you think you're safe from this because you don't put your personal information like your phone number and your address online, well, unfortunately, there have been a lot of big leaks and hacks over the years that have caused lots of people's personal information to be put into databases on the internet, and it does use some of these databases as well. So it just shows how powerful the use of AI can be when applied to something like this. Meta has told 404 Media that this is a breach of their terms of service, but it's just more evidence for people who are calling for more regulation.
So what's funny to me is they're saying this is a breach of their terms of service, but to me, I don't think it's hypothetical. I don't think I'm like guessing. I don't think it's a maybe. I would say I could say I know that they're using this technology nefariously, right? Like the cameras everywhere that are hooked up to this, which they're not everywhere yet. A lot of the cameras you see around are really old school. But so many of these are going to be hooked up to a centralized system. This is what I want people to understand, because I'm here to tell you about this from somebody who's seen the future, who's been to alternate futures. What they can do with this technology, and I'm not saying that's going to happen here because we have so many people sounding the alarm on it. I am getting goosebumps talking about it. Like literally, I'm getting goosebumps right now. But we can hopefully prevent it, and that's the idea of this video. There are mantid beings who told me if I want to prevent a certain future, to talk about it. If I want a future to happen that I've seen, don't talk about it. I don't want this to happen, so I'm talking about it. Yeah, and essentially, yeah, they can hook this all up to a centralized computer, use AI to track and monitor people. And this isn't. We're gonna get into also like cell phones, which I've talked about this before. I'm saying it again. In my lab communities, I don't know if it's every community. I don't have all of the details, but I do know that, like, for instance, in Appleton, I was being monitored, I was being tracked. Truman Show type stuff was being set up. My life was really, they were setting up the events in my life and doing real weird stuff. And they're able to do that because of, well, the cell phones, they don't always have that, but it helps a lot. And they call them tags. So these people in this really weird, like almost like a control room that's underground, that's underneath Appleton. It's like a little red dot on a map. And they have all the assets mapped out. They know where they are. They know when they're going somewhere. They monitor it. And also with this technology, they follow people. They've always followed people. They've been good at it. They've been good at making you not able to see it. But since they have the access to your phone, so like they can look at your camera, they can look at you through your camera. They like, I know that's scary and people don't like to accept that, but they just can look at your camera whenever they want. I don't know what mainstream like computer scientists or people coders and stuff like that would say about that. They might say that's ridiculous. There's this fail safe. Look, I don't know what to tell you other than there's a ways around it. They have them. They have backdoors. They're watching. I would argue probably everybody through their phones. They use AI to see what you're talking about, see what you're interested in, see what you want in life. And they use that to decide whether you are of interest to them and they want to monitor you or not. And so what I'm trying to get at is this: all this technology, they're like, oh, what if they use it for this? What if they use it for that? Couldn't it be dangerous? What makes people think like that's kind of we call it disclosure now, right? We're about disclosing things. Like the whole point of this channel, everything I'm saying is basically they're not disclosing everything. They don't feel like if they do something, right? Like if they clone a human or if they make some crazy scientific achievement, whether it's in time travel or AI or monitoring people through their phones and stuff like that. They don't need to. They're not gonna come out and just say, "Hey, check it out. We can just monitor everybody. We can just do this now." We have people like this with this news station asking these questions, But what I'm saying is this is already happening. Let's continue watching the video.
Regulation on something like virtual reality systems. The tech itself keeps getting more and more sleek. We've seen 2 weeks ago Meta announce its project prototype Orion, which are the most sort of discreet, slimline virtual reality glasses they've ever developed. So it's just showing now that a lot can be done with just a pair of glasses like the ones I'm wearing already.
It's slightly terrifying, and if some
Yeah.
students can do it, very smart students,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
imagine what in the wrong hands this could look like. Okay, so
So like all these kids did is just figure something out that's already been figured out, that's already been being used. That's like 90% of the whole reason why I wanted to make this video. These people aren't making this point. You're pretty much not going to hear almost anybody making this point. Why? It's already happening. Like they're already using this technology to monitor people. And I guess this is my new soapbox that I have to stand on. Like, what do you think Facebook's for? Like they're monitoring how they're feeding you world events. They're seeing how you respond to them. They're seeing how you react to them. They have a tiered emotional reaction response to where you're showing them how you feel about stuff. And then they're using all this information to gauge social engineering and to see if we do this, then this will happen. If we do that, then that will happen. Because they guess. They don't always know. But the more we use social media and the more that we give them our information, the easier it is for them to extrapolate outcomes. And it's extremely dangerous. People don't understand how psychotic these people are about surveilling everybody. Hi, like they're watching this right now. I guarantee you. How are you doing, guys? Like they used to go through our trash. Like you need to understand this. Like it's public knowledge. If you don't believe me, look into it yourself. Use the resources you have at the disposal on the internet to find it out. It's public knowledge that the CIA used to look through our garbage to learn about Americans' eating habits, to learn what we were consuming, to learn what we were doing. If that information is that important to them, you need to ask yourself, A, why? Right? Why? And B, like, you need to ask yourself, why would you ever give these people that? If they're willing to look through people's garbage to learn about their habits and to learn about their lives and to be invasive, what makes you think that they're not using this technology to do that already? What makes you think that they're not using this technology on the population? What have we learned about the CIA? The CIA does whatever the hell it wants, and we don't even find out about it until 40, 50 years later. And then when we do find about it, they say, yeah, fuck you, we did that. What are you going to do about it? That's what the CIA does. We all know that, right? We all know. I'm sure everybody here has 2 brain cells to rub together enough to know that the CIA is already using this technology for nefarious purposes, right? It's obvious.
this is not the only scandal that you're bringing us today. You've got another one involving AI generated music.
Yeah, that's right. Let's take a quick listen to some of it now. Okay, so obviously
Not the best thing I've heard of.
we know because we've said it's AI generated music. We're talking about AI.
I can link the descriptions for these. Yeah, I'm getting back in the swing of this. I'll do that every time in the future with these videos that I do like this. I'll put the links in the description. A lot of times I'm going to be doing it in real time in the near future. This is one of the last few times, hopefully, that I ever use StreamYard. I'm teaching myself how to use a different thing right now that's free and open source and better. So, yeah, sorry for not linking it, but if you look this stuff up, the title of the video is Harvard's, I don't know, if you look it up, you'll find it.
Know that it's AI generated. But if this were just to come up on your Spotify playlist that you're listening to in the background and you've got a similar music theme you're listening to, I don't think many people would notice straight away. And that's exactly what a man called Michael Smith was alleged to be exploiting when he pulled off a massive scam that US prosecutors are alleging he's pulled off.
While they're on this subject, this is very interesting. I guess it's relevant to the conversation because they're bringing it up. I wasn't going to bring it up, but I have a friend who makes music, and they put it on Spotify, and they make like lo-fi hip hop. They're a pioneer of it, really. They're one of the first people to kind of use that term for their music. And their music gets thrown on playlists a lot and stuff like that. And they actually make a pretty decent revenue. I mean, it's still paltry because it's Spotify, but they do make money off of their streaming. And an AI is posting music saying it's him and somehow generating the revenue from it. Like an AI is pretending to be him and getting the money. And he's trying to rectify it with Spotify, and he even looked into the company that was doing it, found them, messaged them. Nothing is being done about it. This is part of the reason why I don't even have my music on Spotify. I should have it because I want people to listen to my music and I want them to be able to find it, but it costs money and you get they don't pay you. So it's the whole thing. But this is an interesting thing they're bringing up is like, I don't even think they're talking about just like AI made music. Like there are AI accounts pretending to be people. I've seen it happen to my friend. This is another thing that I've not seen talked about anywhere on the internet. There are robots pretending to be my friend, basically using the AI to sound like him, to steal his sound, to steal his vibe, putting out new songs that he didn't make that are just generated by AI, and then taking the money from it. And like I said, he's trying to get something done about it. Nothing's being done. Like, it's crazy. We live in a really, really wild time. It's a wild time.
So he generated tens of thousands of fake accounts to listen to hundreds of thousands of fake songs that he put across lots of different streaming platforms.
Honestly, I would say that music made by humans oftentimes is more so satanic than music made by AI. If you want to know about that and what I mean by that, I don't want to get too far off subject, but I'm basically going to be doing a whole show on that tomorrow on Aquarius Rising Africa. That will be 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, so that would be 3 o'clock, I think, Eastern Standard Time. So I'm going to be talking all about that tomorrow. But I would say no, it's just it's hollow. It doesn't have like the human emotion behind it, but I wouldn't call it satanic.
Forms, all of which were generated by AI, the music, the titles of the songs, the names of the artists, and he used these to stream these songs literally billions of times. And from 2018 to this year, he generated more than $10 million in royalty revenue from these streaming platforms. So that's what's in the indictment that's been unsealed by US prosecutors. He's facing 3 charges now, which each carry 20 years in prison, including wire fraud and money laundering. I think what's crazy to me is that this scheme started in 2018.
And I want to say something too about this, just like the fact that this guy was able to do this and he did this and he's just some guy. What do you think the record companies are doing? Which is another thing I'm going to get into tomorrow on this show that I'm going to be doing with Aquarius Rising Africa. They are doing crazy stuff. We're going to talk all about it. But anyway, back to the subject at hand here.
I said that's a long time ago in terms of AI, and things have got so much better and more convincing since then. I also just love to point out a few of the names of the artists. Some of them could genuinely be actual band names: Callous Humane, Calm Knuckles, Calvin Man. Some of them are a bit weirder. You've got things like Calliope, Erratum, Camel Edible, and Calorie Event. I think that one's definitely going to be what my lunch will be like after this, Charlie. It'll be a major.
So yeah. One thing that's interesting about these AI people that are farming money through Spotify and even the cult that use my music and stuff like that, what they do is they know that now people aren't looking up like the artists they want to listen to. Like, you might sometimes like, oh, Nirvana, I want to listen to Nirvana. But now people are mostly looking up like genres and moods. So they make playlists that have these key phrases that they know people are going to look up. And then seriously, billions of people do look up these phrases and listen to this music, and it generates so much money. It's crazy. It's stupid. People don't even realize how much money they're making off this stuff. It's wild. It's like a free gold mine.
Calorie Event, I think.
All right, fake listeners, but a lot of real money at stake there.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've also brought us a study that shows how AI can be used for good to tackle conspiracy theories.
Yeah, this is quite a positive story. It was
to shut down my channel.
The study published in Science, and they've basically, the researchers took more than 2,000 self-proclaimed conspiracy theorists. So people in the US who, for instance, don't believe the moon landing actually happened, believe the COVID-19 vaccine gave us all microchips, or believe in UFO visitation. So amazingly, on average, each of these people, after talking to a ChatGPT, which had been told to convince them that they were wrong, about 20% of them, most of them on average reduced their belief in this conspiracy theory.
That's wild. That's also, well, I don't know what do you think of that. I don't know if that's necessarily good. All right. Well, that was interesting. So basically, really wild stuff that's going on with, like I said, I would argue that body cams that police have probably already have this technology and are being hooked up to AI. If not, it will be happening. Cameras, we're already being tracked, and then through our phones as well. So this is a wild thing. And like, remember Pokemon Go? Pokemon Go. So the memories are fuzzy. So I get taken a lot. I've lived so many lifetimes, but something that happened to me fairly recently, like within the past few years, I was a little boy again, because they put me in a clone body, and I was on a breakaway planet, or being taken to a breakaway planet or something. We're at this restaurant. We're going to eat. And the lady, who's my captor, I guess, and I'm with her and another little boy, and she gives me the menu to look at, but not the other boy, and he's just kind of like zoning out. I'm like, isn't he going to look at the menu, or does he just like know what he wants to eat, or what? And she's like, oh, he's using the Google Pixel. I'm like, what's that? She's like, oh, he can see it in his brain. So basically, Neuralink, this technology, it already exists in the breakaway. It doesn't even always lead to us being hooked up to an AI supercomputer. It's not always what happens. It can be, people look at it as convenient. Let's say you're recording music. It can all be in your brain, so it doesn't bother people. If you're listening to music, watching movies, anything you do, you could just have it. It's all there in your head. It's convenient, but it's scary if you think about it. Another thing that's scary about it too is like, you can go outside and you'll see billboards, advertisements, and stuff like that. That's not even there. It's just the neural thing, the Neuralink in augmented reality. And funnily enough, remember Pokemon Go? Remember when that came out? Well, that was actually for building an augmented reality. It wasn't just an innocent kids game. They were doing all sorts of weird, nefarious shit. They're gathering information on people and stuff like that, and through it. And they're also having restaurants pay them, certain establishments pay them to put Pokemon in their establishment, so people would have to go there and generate foot traffic in their businesses. So there's a lot of weird stuff going on with it, but it was being used to create the augmented reality. They were using it. So thanks for being here, everybody. Thanks for being here, Donna. So here's another. This is, and I haven't watched this yet. I found it to react to it, guys. So full clarity there. But yeah, this is really interesting and kind of scary if you think about it.
2016 Pokemon fans have been able to catch them all themselves with the mobile app Pokemon Go. Every day, the game allows millions around the entire world to look throughout their phones to find and catch Pokemon in the real world.
But the company which developed that game announced that it's been collecting and using those user scans to create an entirely new type of AI technology.
7 News Detroit's Brittany Toulis took this to Oakland University's Augmented Reality Center to see how some experts feel about this announcement.
So now I got to look around, see if I can find it.
Evan Kornhaus taking us to school on Pokemon Go.
Boom, Pokemon's right there.
OU Engineering Sciences students say they've been catching Pokemon since 2016.
And everyone's going around walking like this, and you're like, what's everybody doing over there? So of course you kind of want to try it yourself.
Once you get to level 40, it's super hard to level up.
Senior Joshua Pagonas flashing that level 41 status.
Typically above level 40 have been playing for a while, and this is pretty much a part of their everyday life.
And OU's Augmented Reality Center's director, Khalid Mirza, explaining the science behind how company Niantic is making childhood Pokemon dreams come true.
So that ball resting on the floor, that's augmented reality.
So,
it needs to understand this.
I just noticed something. I talk a lot about airships and how companies that are involved in time travel, alternate reality, all that stuff, they'll put little sort of dog whistles to kind of tell those in the know, hey, we're in the know, we're part of it. And I would say that the Niantic symbol, which is an airship.
Reality Center's director, Khalid Mirza, explaining the science.
I'm sorry to make you watch this.
Behind how company.
You see that? It's literally a balloon airship and like an atom. Like, yeah, there's some weird symbolism going on there. The Pokemon Company, that's it? Nah, they're doing way more weird shit than that.
Niantic is making childhood Pokemon dreams come true.
So that ball resting on the floor, that's augmented reality. It needs to understand this floor is where it is in 3D to make that happen.
And it would not be possible without the scanning.
Without understanding the 3D nature of the world in front of you.
So why are we talking about Pokemon Go? Because its developer Niantic in this blog post announced what it's been doing while users are hunting Pokemon on their daily walks.
They've been collecting data. And what their announcement was that they are using it to build an AI which can help navigate in 3D world.
The post calling the project a large geospatial model, the machine learning part meaning it's AI. And they're teaching it by using things captured by user phone scans coupled.
That's wild. That's a crazy thing to think about.
With location information from smartphones.
This is one of
the
first
comment
ones
for people who are just listening, he says, if the CIA had a person of interest, they could send a rare Pokemon there and have people just point phones in that direction for the Pokemon. Probably all sorts of other crazy stuff too, right? Like it's kind of, right? Like if you really think of the implications of what you can do with this technology, it's kind of scary.
Massively collected a large amount of data in the entire world globally that could be used to train an AI that can actually map the entire world.
With over 10 million locations scanned globally and 1 million fresh new scans.
So yeah, this technology is used, like I can tell you, I remember, opening my window, I look out the window, there's billboards and stuff. Pretty sure there's some sci-fi movies that have shown this too. And they're not there. They're not actually physically there. Do you know how, like, think about that. Like, they don't have to pay to maintain them. They don't have to prop them up. With this technology, they're able to put this whole other world right there in front of the world that we're in, that we interact with. And this is used in the breakaways, like big time. And it can be cool, I guess, sometimes, but like it's also can be a very scary technology if you think of it's like when you think about what it can be used for.
Each week, the AI navigation system being fed that data will have human-like understanding, and unlike 3D Street View maps, which only catch the facade, it'll be able to recognize buildings and places from all angles, because the data collected through Pokemon Go player scans are from anywhere a phone can go.
Now you wanted data in that area, make it a hunt. But you can also go inside houses and you can collect data wherever your smartphone is.
Niantic saying in this statement, in part, the scan feature is optional and people have to visit a publicly accessible location. It ends by saying right now this is a research project and a long time from being a product.
It certainly is a clever way, but the real question is, did they make the game and then realize that we could do this? Or they said this is the way we can collect data.
They had the idea to collect, like the game is an afterthought. They wanted to collect people's data, and they're using this game to do this, to build the digital world within the real world. That's what they did. And nobody realized it was happening. They really didn't get people's consent, if you think about it. Like, yes, they knew, oh, there's a Pokemon there. This is augmented reality. But people didn't realize the implications of it. They weren't really being told. They weren't really, like, as this news article or this news thing is showing, they didn't really come out publicly about what they're doing with the technology until later, and there's a lot of implications behind that and a lot of questions. And the legality of it, I mean, it's perfectly legal to do now, but should it be? Should there be new laws that are made around this stuff? I personally kind of think so.
The engineering students supplying that data, honestly, don't really care either way.
I just mainly just play the game for fun. I don't really I'm not really thinking too much on like potentially like just all these millions and millions of scans.
I think it's pretty cool to have a digital copy of our world.
So will you continue to play?
I'm not going to stop anytime soon.
Brittany Toulis, 7 News Detroit.
There are definitely still people who play this. In fact, my bank teller the other day told me he was going to play Pokemon Go when he got off work, and he's a grown man. So there's adults playing this game. It's not just kids. Which, hey, man, whatever. I'm not judging anybody for enjoying a game because they're an adult or whatever. That's a whole other thing. It's more weird to me that like it's been used for these weird, very nefarious purposes. So now we're gonna get into like I told y'all, we have tags on us. Tags like that they use in the underground. They use our phones. I mean, they've got GPS coordinates on us. They can open your camera. They can open your microphone. It's wild. It's really irresponsible, frankly, the amount of access we've given the CIA. Because, like I said, they'd come out about stuff 50 years later and say, we're sorry. What are you going to do about it, though? Well, this situation we're in now with their phones and all the crazy shit that they're doing with this technology, it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be, hey, wow, they're really doing some evil, messed up stuff. That's what we're going to find out. And all I'm kind of trying to do is sound the alarm on it ahead of time and make people realize what's going on. So this is, we're working with Israel already. With this app called Cobwebs. Check this out.
Unicorn Riot obtained an Israeli-American spy software contract with Homeland Security. The company Cobwebs was found to be spying on protesters in Portland, Oregon in 2020, according to a report that U.S. Senator Ron Wyden got released. The Tangle software features direct access to social media sites through government API gateways, AI algorithms for finding new users to target, avatar management, looking for deleted materials, scanning all social media. It includes Bitcoin, social network analysis, building leads on users. It's a cloud-based live web platform run from Amazon's massive US East 2 cloud region. Schedule B is still redacted. Check out Unicorn Riot's website and learn more about how data mining can and has been used to crush social movements.
So, yeah, this that was real quick, and it's just an example of that this technology is already being used by like the surveillance state, I guess you would call it. And yeah, so when martial law gets called because they have some sort of crazy excuse, and when they try to create their authoritarian dictatorship and all this stuff, they're going to start using this technology, and people are going to have to learn real fast how to hide from it and how to fight back against it. And preemptively now would be a good time to make sure that we do fight back against this technology. Because yeah, they're gonna like for protests. Because like, let's be real, the United States, most of what's made it great, all the great things that we've done, social movements and things like that, have been the power of the people. It hasn't been electing some president and having them it's the people. The people power is always what does it. And with this technology, they can shut down our people power. They can silence our freedom of speech, our freedom of movement, our right to assemble, our right to do all of these things. It's already happening. Donald Trump is sending immigrants. He's starting with immigrants out of the country. He's deporting them. People with green cards, because they're against the war, against what Israel is doing to Gaza, the genocide that's happening there. People were protesting it. You can feel whatever way about Gaza and these people that you want to, but the reality is that's unconstitutional. It's not right. It's a violation of freedom of speech, and it's dangerous. And they're already kind of throwing due process out the window. ICE doesn't have the same restrictions that police do underneath the Constitution of the United States. ICE isn't really held to the Constitution, which means, in my opinion, are they even really a legal organization? And it's already happening where they're detaining people and like, oh, sorry, we didn't mean to detain you, you were the wrong person, and they release them. Or there's one guy where they sent him to El Salvador or back to his country, and it was an accident, and some judge ordered them to send him back, and the Trump administration was just like, nah, we're not going to do that. And also the whole idea that it's all violent criminals. It's not all violent criminals. And what I'm saying is, like, and there's proof of this. Like, one of the guys is like some hairdresser. They said he had crown tattoos, and it was a crown on the right hand. It said like Poppy or whatever, and it was in Spanish. I don't know what it is. And then it's Madre with a queen crown. And they said that he was part of that gang that they're after right now. They call the terrorist group, and they sent him over there. And there are people doing interviews with the news. People like know him, like from the community that he's in, because he's like a hairdresser and stuff. They're like, no, this is just like a gay guy, a gay man that came here for asylum, applied for asylum legally because he actually was being discriminated against in his country, and that was actually legal. So that's another thing that people need to understand is, like, a lot of these people are, yes, illegally coming across the border, but they're people who came here basically legally seeking asylum, which is a legal process, and they're getting thrown out of the country. And if they can start targeting illegal immigrants illegally, like or legal immigrants, because they're not all illegal. I guess that's the point. That's why this is kind of scary. And also, it's happened to Native Americans, where Native Americans have gotten detained, and technically under the Constitution, their legal status is they're not U.S. citizens. So there's all sorts of really weird stuff going on where this technology, like, if Trump is trying to do all this wild stuff, and this technology could be used against the American people, like, tomorrow. Like, so basically, I guess my advice to people is, if they do start implementing this technology, there's facial makeup you can wear, like, for instance, like juggalos. It's kind of funny, but, like, if you know what they are, they wear face paint and, like, look like clowns and stuff like that. It messes with the AI facial tech recognition. I don't know if it's gotten more advanced now and they can break through that, but also just wearing a mask and some sunglasses, which masks have become normalized after COVID, which take advantage of that. If you're out and you're trying to do so, like, you know, like, fight against bad stuff that's happening, don't bring your phone with you. It's perfectly legal to stand up for your rights. It's perfect. So I'm not telling anybody to do anything illegal right now. I'm saying use security culture. Don't give them the tools that they can to monitor you and try to incriminate you, especially when you're not even doing anything wrong. You're just exercising your First Amendment right. So that's something that we need to really hold dear now. And yeah, I just say, like, with something, something to mask body heat would be good too. Yeah, infrared, which is crazy. You know, I was getting memories back recently of how they actually use, like, I've been cyborged, where they take out one of my eyes and they replace it with infrared, and that means when they drop me in a place, I can see through the walls and see where everybody is. That's so fucked up, dude. Like, you just know wherever, but you can shoot through walls at people because you know where they are. It's dark. Sorry. It's just kind of random because you're saying about something to mask body heat. Yeah, no, like, infrared is, they use these military organizations and, like, cops and stuff like that totally do use infrared. Like, they totally do that, and that's a really something to mask body heat is good. Training against drone swarms and how to disable them as well. That would be, man, put it in the chat. We'll watch it right now, dude. We'll end it with this. We could end it with that. That's something that also that I've seen that's scary. The first time that I saw drones, I got a visceral scary feeling in my stomach because they are used by militaries and cops and stuff like that, military police and stuff like that, to monitor people, to kill people. I have fought against them in battle, like drones. Like, they're a huge part of combat in the future. They already are right now. We just haven't seen it here in the United States. Like, the people who are in Israel right now and the people in the Middle East, they have already seen how fucked up drones are and the dehumanity of them. They are scary. They are scary. So yeah, that's something that would be great to cover. And the drone videos from the Ukraine were brutal. Yeah, it is brutal. And like I said, I've experienced it. So that the technology, that it's already here, they're already monitoring us all. It would be wise in the future, because things are going to get crazy and we're going to have to fight back against our government. We're going to have to fight back against illegal things. We're going to be the ones who are in the right. We're not violating the Constitution and doing illegal stuff. We're just using our First Amendment rights. So again, like I was saying here, I'm not advocating for anything illegal. I'm saying use security culture. Be careful what you share on the internet. Maybe we shouldn't be posting our political beliefs on the internet anymore. Okay, people. Maybe it's not really that effective as compared to organizing in person. And I think that's what we're going to learn in the next couple of decades in a big way. Is we are already learning it now. Our phones, Instagram, Meta, Facebook, Twitter, all this stuff. It's ruining our lives. It's ruining our brains. It's ruining our fucking children. They're growing up all messed up. Their brains all screwed up. It's like a drug. It should be a controlled substance, and it's not being treated that way. And we're already seeing that right now. And I think in the next 20 years, with just the way technology is going to go, we're going to continue to recognize the beauty of going out with your friends in person, going out to the park, going out to watch a movie or the theater, or to watch a local band play some songs or something like that. Like, all these things are really important, and we're forgetting that. Like, if you look outside, I remember back in my day during the summer, you would see kids out everywhere, people out everywhere. There are way less people out in the world now. And it has to do with this technology, and it's not good. And we're seeing that, and I think we're going to really see the effects of it. We'll be able to look back. We're already looking back, but more. It's just going to be more and more so that we're going to realize how bad this is. And I think we're going to make an adjustment as humanity, and we're going to be able to use this technology as a tool again instead of like being enslaved by it and stuff. Like, I think we are. Like, people think like I'm black-pilled because I'm against the Trump administration, and I'm not saying that aliens are just going to come down and give Trump a hug and a gold medal and fucking say, it's all, the bases are cleared. I'm sorry that I'm not going along with that fucking psyop bullshit, but that doesn't mean I'm black-pilled. I believe that what he's going to do and what this administration is going to do is going to be so transparently bad and evil that we're just not ever going to, our DNA is just going to fucking learn finally. Saviors are bad. Don't look up to saviors. The savior programming, I think it's a necessary step in the awakening, in the seeing our humanity's shadow self. Like, Trump is part of our shadow self. Like, he's narcissistic. He's full of himself. He's all these things that is wrong with humanity. Drill baby drill, doesn't respect the earth, doesn't respect Gaia. Like, it's the shadow self. And the people are saying it's good, and I can see why. I can see why people are being tricked. He's talking about chemtrails and all these things, like, and having Bobby talking about how the food's poison and all that. It's like amazing to hear mainstream sources talk about this stuff. But let's be real, people. We already knew all this stuff. We don't need them to validate us. And it's kind of like almost insulting in a way, like Donnie like patting us on the back. Yeah, you were right. All right, you were right. You know what I mean? Like, you will give you that. All right. I don't know. It's like, yeah, no shit. You're right. Like, all these things happen. And a lot of it's been nothing burgers. I don't want to get all political, but what I'm saying is political, because they're going to use this technology against us soon. They're already doing it. And we need to be aware of it. We need to have security culture. We need to start being careful about what we post online, what we share online. Ground in nature. That's really important. We need to get back to nature. We need to get back to meeting with our friends in person, doing stuff in person. I'm a hypocrite here. Like, I really do need to get rid of my Instagram, my Facebook. It sucks because it's like it is easier to connect with people, but also it disconnects us because it's like you're too connected to too many people at once. So you're not able to have those authentic connections with people that are like more important and real and substantial. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to do this show. I don't really see that there's much more. And as soon as I said that, I saw it was at 4:44. So I take that as a sign that this is a good point to start. Not every video needs to be super duper long. I really appreciate. I will end it with saying like I'm kind of sorry that I've slowed down so much. I like I said, I'm learning OBS. I'm gonna come back in kind of like a new way, to where I'm gonna be able to react to things, and it's gonna be more like real time, like real world. Like instead of talking about the past, instead of talking about my trauma, which is gonna be good for me and my mental health. Frankly, I can't always just talk about the suffering and crap I went through in the programs, right? But I just want to thank my patrons real quick. There's a lot of you that are subscribing for free, and I appreciate all of you too, but there's like so many of you that I'm just going to name the ones who are paying. Mystic Herbs, thank you. Charlie, thank you. GM, thank you. Christine C, I appreciate you being a patron. Donna, I appreciate it. Lauren, Mark M, Susan Tatsuko Kano, hope I'm saying that right. Mario Maharas, thank you. Shelly Thomas, Mario Sweet, thank you. Peter Harlemos, thank you so much for being a patron. Benjamin Matthews, you've been here since the very beginning. Thank you. Appreciate it. Anastasia, thank you so much. Gary Fretz, you've also been here for a while. I really appreciate it. I think you've been one of the first people to subscribe. Adrian, really appreciate it. Heather Blessington, you rock. Thank you so much. Zach and Ursula, really appreciate the support. Mark Sabas, the author of an amazing book that everybody should check out. Oh, man, I'm blanking on the name. But I did an interview with him. Amazing book he wrote. Really appreciate your support, Matt. Mark, you're an awesome guy. Sorry about that. And Katie Mabry, I really appreciate your support as well. So, yeah, I just really appreciate everybody being supporters of my Patreon. And thank you for watching the show. And I hope people maybe learned a little bit. And thanks to everybody who in the chat for participating and being a part of this live stream. Have a good one, guys. And catch me in just like a couple hours, a little over a couple hours on Jessica Jones' show. We're going to be talking about a memory that I just got back like a week ago. Not even. Really crazy memory. Of a spaceship showing up to the playground in Stockbridge, Wisconsin, and aliens coming out. That happened, and like nobody remembers it either, so they like erased their memory somehow. Like, and we're gonna talk a little bit about that, how they can make like, crazy things can happen right out in the open, and then somehow they just make everyone forget and give them like screen memories or something. I don't know, but I've had this happen to me a lot. I know it's real. And the remote viewing data, in my opinion, doesn't lie. So that's always interesting with Jessica. So I'm sure I'll see a lot of you in the chat over there in a couple hours, and I look forward to it. Love you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Consider supporting the Patreon. It's just patreon.com/ArkheimRa to those who aren't supporting it yet. It's only $5 a month. There's other tiers that it's all the same thing. It's just you can decide to donate more you want. All the tiers are just you give me more money. You don't get anything more out of it, being perfectly honest. But there are some people who have chosen to do that, and I really appreciate it. But yeah, just have a really good day, and like I said, or night, or wherever you are. And like I said, I'm going to be doing the OBS thing soon. That's to be a broken record, but new streaming service where you're not going to see this in the corner ever again. And hopefully, anyway. And it's kind of hard to learn how to use, but I'll be able to just I'll probably be doing videos every day because once I learn how to use this, it's like way easier to make videos, honestly. Like it's harder to initially learn how to use OBS, But once you learn how to do it, you don't have to do all this weird setup. You can kind of just go live and just start talking about stuff. And I think it'll be way cool. It'll be really cool. And I think it'll learn a lot and maybe get some new people over at the channel too. I love seeing everybody that's familiar. But yeah, so take care, everybody, and have a good one.